During a data center upgrade, contractors were installing new feeds to critical equipment. The building engineer was supposed to inform electricians when to shut down the equipment prior to the feed transfer. An electrician requested a hacksaw to cut a live feed, even though they were not authorized to do so. The engineer at first denied ordering the shutdown, but later admitted it was a misunderstanding. The company involved had the detailed methodology of work in place to minimize downtime to 30 minutes, but the actual downtime lasted 5 hours. The biometric access system to the data center was impacted, causing even more concern. As a consequence, the company was required to submit a methodology of work, or MAP, detailing the entire upgrade process. The mistake led to a significant downtime, which was 5 hours instead of the planned 30 minutes. The engineer involved potentially faced repercussions for the error. The company could have faced severe consequences if they had carried out the upgrade without proper authorization. The events highlight the critical importance of clear communication, adherence to protocols, and the potential ramifications of errors in data center environments. The methodology of work document is a crucial element in managing complex projects like data center upgrades. Its purpose is to provide a step-by-step plan that ensures everyone involved understands the sequence of tasks, potential risks, and safety measures. A well-defined methodology of work helps to minimize the likelihood of errors, reduces downtime, and ensures the safety of personnel and equipment. In this specific case, the absence of adherence to the methodology of work led to a cascade of problems. Firstly, the unauthorized cutting of the live feed demonstrated a breakdown in communication. The electrician should have verified the shutdown order before proceeding. Secondly, the engineer's initial denial and subsequent admission of a misunderstanding indicate a lack of accountability and transparency. Thirdly, the extended downtime of 5 hours versus the planned 30 minutes underscores the importance of meticulous planning and coordination. The biometric access system failure further complicated the situation. Biometric systems are often critical for security in data centers controlling access to sensitive areas. When such a system fails, it creates a vulnerability that can compromise the integrity and security of the entire facility. The incident serves as a reminder of the potential for human error even in highly technical environments. Data centers are complex ecosystems where every action can have far-reaching consequences. Therefore, it is essential to have robust protocols, clear lines of communication, and a culture of accountability. The role of the building engineer is crucial in ensuring the smooth operation of a data center. The engineer is responsible for overseeing all aspects of the facility's infrastructure, including power, cooling, and security systems. In this case, the engineer's miscommunication or misunderstanding triggered a chain of events that resulted in significant disruption. To prevent similar incidents in the future, several measures should be implemented. Firstly, there should be a formal verification process for all shutdown orders. This process should involve multiple levels of confirmation to ensure that the order is valid and authorized. Secondly, all personnel working in the data center should receive comprehensive training on the importance of following protocols and procedures. Thirdly, regular audits and inspections should be conducted to identify potential weaknesses in the data center's infrastructure and procedures. Fourthly, a clear incident response plan should be in place to address any unexpected events or emergencies. This plan should outline the steps to be taken to contain the incident, minimize downtime, and restore normal operations. Fifthly, communication channels should be streamlined to ensure that all relevant parties are informed of any changes or updates. In addition to these measures, it is also important to foster a culture of open communication and accountability. Personnel should feel comfortable reporting any concerns or potential problems without fear of reprisal. Mistakes should be viewed as opportunities for learning and improvement, rather than as grounds for punishment. Furthermore, data centers should invest in advanced monitoring and automation technologies to reduce the risk of human error. These technologies can provide real-time visibility into the data center's operations, detect anomalies, and automate routine tasks. By implementing these measures, data centers can significantly reduce the risk of incidents and ensure the continued availability of critical services. The incident also highlights the importance of redundancy and backup systems. Data centers should have redundant power supplies, cooling systems, and network connections to ensure that services remain available even in the event of a failure. Backup systems should be regularly tested to ensure that they can be activated quickly and effectively. In addition to technical measures, it is also important to consider the human factors involved in data center operations. Data center personnel should be well rested, properly trained, and provided with the necessary tools and resources to perform their jobs effectively. They should also be aware of the potential risks associated with their work and be trained to identify and mitigate those risks. The incident described is a cautionary tale that underscores the importance of meticulous planning, clear communication, and robust protocols in data center operations. By learning from this incident and implementing the appropriate measures, data centers can significantly reduce the risk of errors and ensure the continued availability of critical services. Now let's delve a little more deeply into the technical aspects of the situation. When dealing with electrical feeds in a data center, there are several key considerations. Firstly, the voltage levels involved can be dangerous. Common voltages in data centers include 208 volts, 277 volts, and 480 volts. These voltages can cause serious injury or death if not handled properly. Secondly, the amperage of the feeds can be substantial. High amperage feeds are necessary to power the servers, cooling systems, and other equipment in the data center. Thirdly, the electrical feeds must be properly grounded to prevent electrical shocks and equipment damage. Grounding ensures that any fault current will flow safely to ground, tripping a circuit breaker and energizing the circuit. Fourthly, the electrical feeds must be protected by overcurrent devices such as circuit breakers and fuses. These devices are designed to interrupt the flow of current if it exceeds a safe level, preventing overheating and fires. Fifthly, the electrical feeds must be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation of electrical systems, including wiring methods, grounding, and overcurrent protection. When working with electrical feeds, it is essential to follow all safety precautions. These precautions include wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection, de-energizing the circuit before working on it, using insulated tools to prevent electrical shocks, verifying that the circuit is de-energized using a voltage tester, following lockout/tagout procedures to prevent the circuit from being accidentally re-energized. In this particular incident, the electrician made a serious error by cutting a live feed. This action could have resulted in serious injury or death. It also caused a significant disruption to the data center's operations. To prevent similar incidents in the future, it is essential to reinforce the importance of safety procedures. All personnel working in the data center should receive regular training on electrical safety. They should also be reminded of the potential consequences of their actions. In addition to safety procedures, it is also important to have clear and concise communication protocols. All shutdown orders should be verified by multiple parties before being carried out. This will help to prevent misunderstandings and errors. Furthermore, data centers should invest in advanced monitoring systems that can detect potential problems before they escalate. These systems can provide early warning of electrical faults, overheating, and other issues. By implementing these measures, data centers can significantly reduce the risk of electrical incidents and ensure the safety of personnel and equipment. Let's also consider the role of the general contractor, or GC, in this scenario. The GC is responsible for overseeing the entire construction or upgrade project. This includes coordinating the work of various subcontractors, ensuring that the project is completed on time and within budget, and maintaining a safe work environment. In this case, the GC played a crucial role in resolving the incident. When the electrician cut the live feed, the GC immediately notified the engineer and requested a meeting to discuss the situation. The GC also took steps to mitigate the damage and restore normal operation. The GC's quick thinking and decisive action helped to prevent the situation from escalating further. To be effective, the GC should have strong leadership skills, excellent communication skills, and a thorough understanding of construction principles. They should also be familiar with the National Electrical Code and other relevant regulations. In addition to the GC, the building engineer also plays a critical role in data center operations. The building engineer is responsible for maintaining the data center's infrastructure, including the electrical systems, cooling systems, and security systems. The engineer should be knowledgeable about all aspects of data center operations. They should also be able to troubleshoot problems and implement solutions quickly and effectively. In this case, the engineer's initial denial of the incident raised concerns about accountability. However, the engineer eventually admitted to the misunderstanding and cooperated with the GC to resolve the situation. To prevent similar incidents in the future, it is essential to foster a culture of open communication and accountability. All personnel working in the data center should feel comfortable reporting any concerns or potential problems without fear of reprisal. Mistakes should be viewed as opportunities for learning and improvement, rather than as grounds for punishment. The incident also highlights the importance of having a well-defined incident response plan. The incident response plan should outline the steps to be taken to contain the incident, minimize downtime, and restore normal operations. The plan should be regularly reviewed and updated to ensure that it is effective. In addition to the technical and procedural aspects of the incident, it is also important to consider the human factors involved. The electrician's decision to cut the live feed may have been influenced by fatigue, stress, or other factors. Data center personnel often work long hours in demanding conditions. This can lead to fatigue and burnout, which can increase the risk of errors. To mitigate these risks, it is essential to provide data center personnel with adequate rest breaks, training, and support. It is also important to create a positive work environment where employees feel valued and respected. By addressing the human factors involved in data center operations, it is possible to reduce the risk of errors and improve overall performance. The consequences of data center downtime can be severe. Downtime can result in lost revenue, damage to reputation, and legal liabilities. In some cases, data center downtime can even have life-threatening consequences. For example, if a data center that supports a hospital's electronic health record system goes down, it could prevent doctors and nurses from accessing critical patient information. This could delay treatment and put patients' lives at risk. To minimize the risk of downtime, data centers must invest in robust infrastructure, implement rigorous procedures, and foster a culture of safety and accountability. Data center upgrades are complex projects that require careful planning and execution. It is essential to have a detailed methodology of work in place that outlines the steps to be taken to complete the upgrade safely and efficiently. The methodology of work should be reviewed by all relevant parties before the upgrade begins. It should also be updated as needed throughout the upgrade process. In addition to the methodology of work, it is also important to have a detailed communication plan. The communication plan should outline how information will be shared between the various parties involved in the upgrade. The plan should also identify key contact persons who can be reached in case of emergency. The incident described illustrates the importance of these measures. The electrician's decision to cut the live feed resulted in a significant disruption to the data center's operations. This incident could have been avoided if there had been a more robust methodology of work and a more effective communication plan. By learning from this incident, data centers can improve their operations and reduce the risk of downtime.